In this tutorial video, I will demonstrate to you how to create a virtual survey. Let's start by opening the terrain I have created in a previous tutorial video. I select my virtual survey.fly and click OK. Then I navigate to the area I want to survey. Now, what I want to do is to draw a break line at the top of this bank and draw a break line at the bottom of this bank and place a number of survey points around the area. And above all, I want to do this in an organized, layered structure. In order to start this progress, I launch the Virtual Surveyor tools. The toolset will be displayed in the lower left side of my screen. The first group of controls contains the layer functionality. The second group of controls contains the drawing functionality. Let's start my survey by creating a first layer. I call this Top Bank, and I enable the polyline drawing mode. In order to start drawing the break line, I simply have to left-click the terrain. And during drawing, I can still navigate around using my mouse controls. In order to complete the break line, I right-click and the line closes. Then I create a second layer and call this Bottom Bank. And before I start drawing this line, I will make sure that I change the color of this break line. I click Settings and in the line color, I change the color green to red. I continue drawing by clicking on the terrain. Here I encounter a pile of rocks I don't want to include in my survey. So I make sure I don't place any vertex on top of it. I place one just in front and one after it. I continue my survey and encounter a similar problem. I place one before and one behind, and I complete my break line by right-clicking. Then I create a third layer which contains the survey points. I enable the point drawing mode. Each time I click the terrain, a yellow cross will be placed there. I can also do this for the top of the terrace. And I make sure I don't include any of the rocks that are lying there. If I want to see the elevation of each of these survey points, I can simply click the Annotate button and the elevations are extracted from the terrain and placed as a label next to each cross. I can turn them off again by clicking Annotate. In this way, I can complete my entire survey. Now I'm ready to export my survey to a CAD file. I click Export, and I see the layers I have created during this virtual survey: Top Bank, Bottom Bank, and Survey Points. I specify the export file name, myvirtualsurvey.dxf, and click Export. When the export is complete, I can inspect my virtual survey in a CAD viewer. I select myvirtualsurvey.dxf and click Open. I click Extents, and I have the virtual survey in my view, top-down. When I look a bit more from the side, I will see that all the break lines have been exported as 3D polylines. If I inspect the survey points, I will see that each point is associated with an elevation label. This concludes this tutorial.